Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to another enthralling episode of Star Wars Fanatic. Today we're diving deep into one of the most mystifying and pivotal moments in the Ahsoka series, Ahsoka Tano's profound encounter with her former master, Anakin Skywalker, in the world between worlds. What exactly does this encounter mean for Ahsoka's journey? What does it say about her evolution as a Force user, her identity as a Jedi, and her struggle to reconcile the light within herself? And what can be said about the deeper meaning of the entire sequence? There are some deeper meanings in this part of the Ahsoka series, so let's buckle up and see what we can uncover. Before we go on, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date on all my deep dive Star Wars content. I promise this channel is way more fun than piercing your lip with a lawn dart. Yeah, please don't do that. It's dangerous, and you'll be dropping soup out of your mouth anytime you try to eat it. It's disgusting. Anyways, let's get into Ahsoka. The Ahsoka series. You nasty, okay? Okay, so this isn't the first time Ahsoka Tano has found herself in the world between worlds. We first saw her pulled into this mystical realm during Star Wars Rebels, when Ezra Bridger reached through the time and space to save her from certain death at the hands of Darth Vader. Back then, Ahsoka's fate was rewritten by an external force, Ezra's compassion and determination. But this time, it's different, much different. In Ahsoka, she's not being saved by anyone else. She's died at the hands of Baylan Skoll, and it's her turn to make a choice. Will she return to the fight or let herself fade away? Stick with us as we break down the significance of the world between worlds, analyze every nuance of Ahsoka's conversations with Anakin Skywalker, and explore the transformative power of this sequence. We shall also dig into the lighting, music, and visual elements act as a background character in their own right, reflecting Ahsoka's inner turmoil and awakening. Let's uncover what truly happened when Ahsoka confronted the duality of Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, and how this encounter reshaped her path forward. We'll dive deep into the scene's symbolism and its implications for Ahsoka's character arc, all while forgiving me for my speech because I had oral surgery last week and I'm still recovering. It's kind of painful and I'm talking weird, so deal with it. Or don't. Ahsoka's return to the world between worlds is more than just a brush with death. It's a crossroads of destiny. When she first entered this enigmatic dimension in Star Wars Rebels, she was on the brink of destruction. In that instance, Ezra Bridger reached out to save her, yanking her from a deadly duel with Darth Vader. She was in every sense a passive participant in her fate, saved by the intervention of another. But in Ahsoka, the stakes are higher and the terms different. This time, she's truly crossed into the realm of the dead. Baylan Skoll's strike sends her plummeting into the depths of the Seados Ocean, her life extinguished in an instant. It's here in the world between worlds that Ahsoka faces the choice to either reclaim her purpose or surrender to the void. The appearance of Anakin Skywalker is no coincidence, but a manifestation of the Force itself, or perhaps Ahsoka's subconscious, guiding her through a moment of existential reckoning. Anakin's presence is not just as a mentor or a figure for Ahsoka's past. He embodies the spectrum of choices she has made and the ones she still fears to make. His ability to shift seamlessly between his Jedi persona and the Dark Lord that is Darth Vader is a reflection of Ahsoka's own internal struggle, of her doubts about the Jedi path, and her fear that embracing her destiny could lead her down the same path Anakin Skywalker took. When we look closely at Anakin's interactions with Ahsoka, it becomes clear that he's more than just a memory or a ghost. He represents the embodiment of duality within the Force, light and dark, life and death, past and future. The world between worlds itself is a place where time and space bend, where reality is fluid, and where the Force is experienced in its most raw and pure form. For Ahsoka Tano, this means confronting Anakin Skywalker as not just the heroic Jedi Master she admired, but also as the fallen Sith Lord whose darkness consumed countless lives. Anakin's question, live or die, isn't merely about physical survival. It's about whether Ahsoka will allow herself to remain stuck in the past, burdened by guilt and self-doubt, or if she will embrace the role of a Jedi, even when it means carrying the weight of loss. Throughout their exchange, Anakin tests Ahsoka, his movements oscillating between aggression and serenity. His shift from a compassionate mentor to a Sith with yellow eyes and a red lightsaber symbolizes the very real potential within each Jedi to fall to darkness, something Ahsoka has always feared for herself. Let's talk about how the scene's lighting and music enhance the emotional and symbolic weight of this encounter. The world between worlds is depicted as a place that seems both eternal and ethereal, with shifting colors and lights that reflect Ahsoka's internal state. When she and Anakin first begin their dialogue, the light surrounding them is soft and hazy, suggesting a place outside of time. As their conversation deepens, shadows begin to creep in. The environment darkens each time Anakin's tone becomes more severe, especially when his eyes flash yellow and his voice takes on a darker edge. This visual representation of the light and dark side of the Force mirrors Ahsoka's struggle to find clarity amid her doubts. The musical score in this sequence is just as impactful as the visuals. The use of themes from the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, and even subtle nods to Star Wars Rebels weaves Ahsoka's entire journey together, highlighting the emotional stakes. When Anakin channels the darkness within, a distorted version of the Imperial March can be heard faintly in the background, reminding viewers that this is a man who has walked both the paths of the light and darkness. But there's more to the score than just its nods to familiar themes. The arrangement is dynamic, shifting with the ebb and flow of Ahsoka's emotions, as if the music itself is guiding her through this transformative experience. The absence of music in certain key moments also amplifies the tension. When Anakin's face shifts between Jedi and Sith, the silence is almost deafening, forcing the audience to confront the gravity of Ahsoka's choice without distraction. This silence, combined with the pulsating lights that flicker around them, creates a sense of being suspended between life and death, right alongside Ahsoka. The world between worlds doesn't just test Ahsoka Tano's survival, it tests her identity. Ever since she left the Jedi Order, she has been caught between two worlds. No longer a Jedi, but not quite an ordinary person either. This sequence symbolizes her journey to finally reconcile that conflict. The dialogue with Anakin isn't just a conversation between a master and his former apprentice, it's an exploration of Ahsoka Tano's doubts, her feelings of abandonment, and the belief that perhaps she could never be a Jedi again. But as Anakin shifts between his identities, challenging her each transformation, Ahsoka begins to understand that her path is not defined by the Order, nor is it defined by her connection to Anakin Skywalker. It's defined by the choices she alone makes. By the end of their exchange, the transformation in Ahsoka is evident. The hesitant, guilt-ridden warrior is replaced by a Jedi who has finally accepted her destiny. When she emerges from the world between worlds, it's not just a return to the physical world, it's a rebirth. She's more than just Ahsoka Tano. She's a Jedi who embodies balance, one who understands that the light and the dark exist within everyone. Her shift is not only apparent in her demeanor, but also visually communicated through the brightening atmosphere. The waters of Seatos are no longer shrouded in darkness, symbolizing Ahsoka's rise from despair. Anakin Skywalker's appearance in the world between worlds serves as the ultimate test for Ahsoka Tano, forcing her to confront her deepest fears and regrets. He's a manifestation of all she has tried to escape: her past, her mentor's fall, and the darkness within the Force, and also her lacking as a trainer herself. His presence challenges her to come to terms with the fact that she was once part of the same cycle that led Anakin Skywalker to become Darth Vader. But it's through this confrontation that she finds freedom, by facing Anakin not just as her former master, but as a reflection of her own potential fall. She is finally able to let go of the guilt and fear that have held her back. The world between worlds thus serves as more than just a mystical realm. It's a crucible for Ahsoka Tano's transformation, her visions, interactions, and ultimately her acceptance of Anakin Skywalker. Both light and dark represent her own acceptance of herself. The experience reaffirms that embracing the light doesn't mean denying the existence of darkness. It means acknowledging it, facing it, and choosing to rise above it. In many ways, Anakin Skywalker in The World Between Worlds is a reflection of what Ahsoka could become. His presence as both a guide and a challenge speaks to the duality within all Force users, the potential for light and dark, for hope and despair. When he urges Ahsoka to fight to live, he is essentially telling her that embracing the fight is part of being a Jedi. The Jedi do not avoid conflict, they engage with it, transform it, and emerge stronger for it. Anakin's shift in demeanor and appearance, flashing between compassionate teacher and menacing Sith, serve as reminders that the line between light and dark are not always clear. It's a line Ahsoka herself has walked away many times from, particularly during the final days of the Republic and the rise of the Empire. Her experiences have left her wary of the Jedi path, disillusioned by their failures, and hesitant to claim the title of Jedi. But through Anakin's dual nature, she learns that the title does not define her. It's her choices and actions that determine who she is. Ahsoka's encounter with Anakin Skywalker in The World Between Worlds is more than a moment of introspection. It's a defining chapter in her story. It's the culmination of her journey from a young Padawan disillusioned by the Jedi Order to a seasoned warrior who embraces the title of Jedi not because of what the Order stands for, but because of what the title represents: hope, resilience, and the pursuit of balance. Through the trial presented by Anakin Skywalker, embodying both light and dark, Ahsoka finds the clarity to accept her past and the courage to shape her future. The World Between Worlds is not merely a setting, it's a crucible for transformation, where Ahsoka confronts not only the specter of her former master, but the deepest parts of herself. It serves as a reminder that the journey of a Jedi is not linear but cyclical, filled with trials that test the soul, and it is in this realm, where time and space bend to the will of the Force, that Ahsoka Tano is finally reborn, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead as the galaxy continues to face turmoil and uncertainty. One thing is clear: Ahsoka is not just surviving, she's thriving, with the wisdom and experience and strength of a Jedi reborn. Yeah, okay, so I had about 10 minutes more of stuff that I wanted to talk about in this, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it here because, honestly, my mouth hurts. I need to go rest it for a little bit. Sorry. Maybe I'll pick up the rest of it in another video if that's what you guys want. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of The World Between Worlds, Ahsoka Tano, and even the one in Rebels. That would be very nice of you to do. And before you go, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and leave a like and a comment down below. Until the next time, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, may the Force be with you, always.